Hey, friends. Well, I have had a hellish 48 hours, so I couldn't be more excited to just sit down at the after party. This is my kind of party, is a party that involves sitting, to be quite honest. So we're off to a great start. Thank you for tuning in. As a reminder, we're here Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Make sure to subscribe. We love when you subscribe. It helps when you subscribe. So do that, please. Big show because lots of news is happening right now. The House has opened a rule to vote on the One Big Beautiful bill. And we have Mark Halpern standing by. I'm going to bring him in just a couple of moments to talk to us about that, to talk to us about CBS's big settlement. It's very similar to the ABC settlement that we saw not long ago over that now infamous discrepancy between a 60-minute segment and a Face the Nation segment regarding Kamala Harris, then Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris. So we are going to get into that. Mark and I are going to go over Big Beautiful Bill. We're going to go over CBS 60 Minutes. And then I'll talk a little bit about some of the Diddy trial. Megyn covered it way better than I ever could. Maybe I'll do some like high-level 30,000-foot thoughts on what's going on with Diddy. And we're going to start with the news about Leah Thomas. So let's go ahead and get into that. I'm going to put something up on the screen right here. This was pretty interesting. Just today, the University of Pennsylvania announced that it was going along with the Trump administration's request. They sort of struck a deal with the Department of Education that they now have to erase Leah Thomas's records, basically strike the records, and apologize to the female athletes that were involved in all of this. So just reading here from the Fox News tear sheet, they say the U.S. Department of Education announced Tuesday that the University of Pennsylvania had agreed to a resolution with the Trump administration to keep biological male trans teens out of women's sports. So that applies to the future and is obviously very important. The department previously launched an investigation into UPenn on February 6th for Title IX violations. So just a couple of weeks after Donald Trump took office, take note of that. In the swimming program, trans athlete Leah Thomas competed for the women's team in the 2021-2022 season, but we all remember that, of course. And so these are some bullet points from Fox. They have to restore to female athletes all individual UPenn Division I swimming records, titles, or similar recognitions, which were misappropriated by male athletes. They have to issue a public statement to the university community stating that it will comply with Title IX. How demoralizing, by the way, if you're in the DEI department or if you're one of the Title IX bureaucrats at the University of Pennsylvania, and they have to post the statement in a prominent location on its main website and on each of its websites for women's athletics. Clearly, the Trump administration is making an example out of the University of Pennsylvania here. I have seen some commentary saying that this is just abject cruelty to do this to Leah Thomas and other athletes. But I think it's also really important to just take note of how the Trump administration did this, which, by the way, I shouldn't even say by the way, it is the entire topic here. It was a Title IX investigation. The University of Pennsylvania flagrantly violated Title IX. Now, conservatives, before the trans ideology craze took hold, had all kinds of problems with Title IX, and now conservatives have sort of found themselves on the side of the issue where they're defending Title IX because it's something that is intended to give a boost to female athletes. Everybody knows it was a victory of the women's liberation movement, of the feminist movement, and all of a sudden it was treated like garbage because it was the Obama administration started this with what's called the Dear Colleague letter. You don't need the whole history of this, but basically it's perfectly reasonable for the Trump administration to bring a Title IX investigation against the University of Pennsylvania. They are making a very clear example of the school. So because of obviously what happened with Leah Thomas, which you will remember, one of the reasons you could, I guess, imagine the Trump administration pursuing an investigation into Title IX here is that people had to be in changing rooms with Leah Thomas. And go look up Paula Scanlon if you're not familiar with her. These are stories that got completely glossed over by the media for a really long time. The media was not covering this story accurately at the time. The media has gotten slightly better on coverage of this since realizing that the country was in such a dramatically different place than like the 10 interns from Penn and Oberlin and wherever the hell else, and that it was creating a huge trust gap.